Hello YouTube, SFRTA here. I tried making a video earlier of how to put Addon Textures into the Skysim DC-9. However, that video didn't go over very well, so I'm gonna show you what I did and how I got the textures in. So I'm going to go to my Skysim DC-9 folder. Should be under the S's. Okay, here we go. I'm going to first start off with the 30, because this is where most of my textures are. As you can see, you got Continental, TWA, and you got TWA, the last texture or paint job they had for TWA, ValueJet, Northwest, and AirTran. Now, very important part about putting textures in. You see these two configuration files? Open this up, and you have your configuration file information in this file here. This is the aircraft config folder, and you can see you have ValueJet, you have AirTran, you have TWA and TWA 80s and Continental. I am going to tell you how I did this. Usually with freeware add-ons, freeware textures, or textures you find on the internet that are for example, the Skysim DC-9. Usually, I think I have the file, I think it's under SFRTA and downloads. So, click here. I'm going to show you what I did. I'm not going to actually redo it. Okay, here's ValueJet DC-9. So I'm going to use this as an example. So you have your ValueJet DC-9. Okay. So, okay, this is texture. Okay, actually, no, this is not the, that's not the, okay, here we go. Skysim, file name is Skysim DC-9-30 ValueJet. Open up this. Excuse me. Get this file here. Skysim DC-9 ValueJet. You open that up. You got 3 files: thumbnail, texture, and the README. README is very important. Let me show you why. Because the README says cut and paste, next line, replace XX. You actually have to copy all of this, and you got to put it into your Skysim DC-9 aircraft config file. But what we got here, we have 2 aircraft config folders. Not to worry though. What you have to do is you have to put the texture file information in both aircraft config files. It's the only way it's going to work. If you do not do that, the config file, the aircraft texture that you want to add will not install into the flight sim, and you will simply not be able to fly it. So you have to install the config file information in both the aircraft config files in order for it to work. I know it's a lot to take in, but trust me, you'll figure it out with this YouTube video I'm making. I'm making this video in order to help people understand how to install textures that they might get from the internet. You also have to be careful about what you download texture-wise. You have to make sure that it's compatible, because if it's not compatible, it won't work. And there's a person that frequents my YouTube a lot, name of Casey. And Casey, if you're going to be listening to this video, I need just pay close attention to what we're doing here, what I'm doing here. So, anyways, aircraft config file. Okay, here we go. I wanted to also show you another thing. Notice the number. Flight Sim 5. It's after 4. You have to put the Flight Sim .4. You have to put that in numerical order. It goes from 0. In this case, it goes down all the way up to 8. But every time you find a new texture online that you want to install, you have to paste it. I'll show you how to do this. So what you would do, enter, and then you would click here between the two spaces, right click and paste that new texture file information that you want to install. And then usually with Addon Textures you will have XX or something like that. What you do is you highlight that and then you type in this case Flight Sim 8, so the next number would be Flight Sim 9. Click on the X, it'll ask you to save it. Click save. Don't click cancel, you have to click save or it won't save the file information for the aircraft. And then it wants me to save, so you click save. And then you have the texture folders here. You have to put the texture folder in immediately, or you have to put the texture folder in as well into the main aircraft folder, or it will not work. I hope this helps you with any problems you may have been having installing Addon Textures, and I hope this helps out, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Next video will be of my Kato locomotives. I know usually I don't do Microsoft Flight Simulator, but I know there's a lot of people that don't know how to do textures very well, and I'm just doing this as a friendly public service announcement to help fellow flight simmers out there install textures. And now I'm going to show you my Microsoft Flight Simulator before I close the video out. It shouldn't take too long to load. And again, I hope you enjoy this video, and I'm going to show you my Addon Textures. But again, yeah, you gotta put, when you download a texture, you gotta put the texture file into the aircraft folder, and then you gotta do what I just showed you with the config files and put all the texture information into copy all that file information and put it into the aircraft config files. And then after you've done that, you got to make sure the top part where it says flight and the two hashtags, I think they are, and then you put flight sim, the number next in order to from the last texture that you have in that aircraft config. So basically all the texture file information needs to be in numerical order pretty much. Sorry it's taking so long, but and I got a Skype call. Sorry about this, guys. Hey, I'm doing a YouTube video. Hold on. Okay. So we're going to change our aircraft here. And I'm going to show you my Skysim DC-9-30. I also have Delta Airlines DC-9-50, which I'll also show. Hopefully it doesn't take too long because I don't want to get to 15 minutes. Loading, loading, loading. But this is a really good game. I know most of my viewers are rail fans, rail buffs, because that's primarily my focus audience is, you know, things dealing with railroads and rail fanning and whatnot. And basically that's most of my clientele, but I kind of want to get a variety of videos out there, so I have a little something for everybody. Obviously I'm not going to be able to cater to everybody's needs or wants, I should say, but I am going to be doing videos about airplanes as well, because I'm also into aviation. So you will be seeing videos regarding airplanes and railroad related stuff. So railroad related isn't going anywhere anytime soon. I don't think it ever will. And here's my Delta DC-9. And I also have an AirTran DC-9. I'm going to end the video right here. Hope you enjoyed this little video about how to install aircraft textures in your Microsoft Flight Sim. Before I go, default aircraft only have one aircraft config file, so you don't have to deal with installing the texture file information into two aircraft configs. You only have to do one. For add-on aircraft like payware, it varies. Some have one config file. From what I've noticed, at least the payware aircraft I usually get, they have two. With CLS MD-80, another airplane I fly, you only have to install them in one aircraft config file, with the Skysim, you have to install it in both. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you later. See you later.